Did they really think you'd stay blind forever? This message is not for everyone. It's for those who have felt the shift, who know in their soul that they've been chosen for something greater. What comes next is not just information, it's a revelation, a truth that will solidify your place in this new reality. Stay with me, chosen ones, because what you're about to hear will transform everything you thought you knew about your power, your purpose, and your destiny. You're no longer the passive observer, the one who quietly accepted the roles they assigned to you. No, something has shifted. A deep, irrevocable transformation. Now, the tables have turned, and they're the ones scrambling, desperate to maintain their grip on a reality that no longer exists. Look around you. The mask they've worn so confidently, the one that concealed their true intentions, is slipping. Their carefully constructed facade is crumbling, and you can see the fear in their eyes as they realize the truth. You're no longer in the dark, no longer playing by the rules they set. You're standing in a place of power, a position they never imagined you'd claim. Their words, once so calculated and sharp, now falter, revealing their uncertainty and the cracks in their control. This is your moment, the moment when everything changes. You've evolved, and with that evolution comes a new set of rules. Rules they cannot manipulate or bend to their will. And if you're feeling called to go deeper, to truly unlock the hidden truths that can empower your journey, consider joining the Obsidian Inner Order in our exclusive Patreon community, only for true chosen ones. Inside, you won't just find content. You'll discover secrets not available anywhere else, starting with a preview chapter of our upcoming guide to manifesting the life you desire, Modern Manifestation Mechanics, a supernatural guide to prosperity in the technological age. By joining, you'll gain early access to this quite literally life-altering content, exclusive community, and more, all while supporting Obsidian. The link to join Patreon is in the description below. Let's take this journey together because the game has changed, and now you are the one holding all the cards. Your confidence is no longer a fragile ember, but a roaring fire, meticulously kindled by divine hands. Where once you shied away from the intensity of confrontation, now you stand firm, your voice no longer a whisper, but a clarion call that echoes with unshakable truth. God is sculpting you into a force that cannot be ignored, forging your will into an unyielding pillar of strength. The days of shrinking in the face of deceit and manipulation are over. You have become the embodiment of fearless authenticity. The shift is undeniable. Those who once found power in your silence, who thrived in the shadows of your hesitations, are now confronted with a new reality. They attempt their old tricks, sly remarks, veiled insults, believing you will respond with the same old passive acquiescence. But instead, you confront them with a directness that catches them off guard. You meet their gaze with a calm, unflinching stare. And when you speak, your words are sharp, precise, like arrows finding their mark. There is no need for raised voices or dramatic gestures. Your mere presence and the truth you wield are enough to silence the room. Their confidence, once so assured, crumbles under the weight of your newfound strength. They're forced to reckon with the reality that the person they once controlled has outgrown their games. You have become the storm they never anticipated, the truth they can no longer evade. And in this, your confidence is not just a shield but a weapon, cutting through every lie and leaving nothing but the stark light of truth in its wake. Your kindness, once viewed as a soft and malleable thing, has been grossly misunderstood by those who mistook it for weakness. They saw your patience as a sign that you could be easily swayed, that your desire for harmony was born of fear rather than strength. But now the truth is unraveling before their eyes, like a long-buried secret. Your silence was never ignorance. It was a calculated strategy, a measured restraint born from a place of deep wisdom. You held your peace not out of fear, but out of knowing when the right moment to speak would carry the most weight. Now, that moment has arrived. The ones who relied on your forgiving nature, who assumed they could always manipulate you with guilt and shame, are suddenly met with a force they never expected. When a family member tries their usual tactics, expecting you to cave in as you always have, they are met with something they cannot explain. You meet their gaze with unwavering certainty and calmly, yet firmly, dismantle their manipulative words. The weight of your truth leaves them stunned, as if they've been struck by an unseen force. They are left reeling, unable to grasp how you've transformed into someone they can no longer control. The tables have turned, and what they once saw as your vulnerability has become your greatest strength. You have become the architect of your own boundaries, a fortress they can no longer breach. In this, God has revealed the true power behind your kindness, an unbreakable resolve that they can no longer play with. God is fortifying you with the strength to stand unwavering in your truth. The days of second-guessing yourself, of feeling guilty for drawing boundaries, are over. You now grasp the necessity of holding firm, recognizing that you're not just confronting individuals. You're challenging the very spirits of manipulation and deceit that operate through them. What once felt like a battle against flesh and blood is revealed to be a deeper spiritual warfare, and you are equipped to face it head-on. In the workplace, where deceit often masquerades as collaboration, the true test of your resolve emerges. A colleague, known for their subtle undermining, attempts to take credit for your ideas in a meeting. But this time, there's no hesitation, no internal debate. You speak up with a calm, unshakable authority, laying bare the truth for all to see. The energy in the room doesn't grow tense because you've disturbed the peace. It shifts because you've introduced a piercing clarity that cuts through the fog of deception. Your words hang in the air, undeniable and irrefutable, forcing everyone to reckon with the truth they'd rather ignore. The colleague who once thrived on your silence now finds themselves exposed, unable to manipulate the narrative as they once did. This is the power God has given you, to not only stand your ground, but to shift the very atmosphere around you. They can no longer play their games in your presence, for your truth is a light that leaves no shadow to hide in. The world around you is reeling from the shock of your awakening. Those who once thought they knew you, who believed they could easily manipulate and control you, are now confronted with a force they never anticipated. You've shattered the illusions they carefully constructed, and in doing so, you've revealed the depth of your own power. No longer willing to play along with their deceitful games, you see through the facades, and your voice, once subdued, now resonates with unshakable truth. The reality of this shift hits hardest in your interactions with those who once held sway over your thoughts and emotions. A former friend, skilled in the dark art of gaslighting, attempts to pull the same tricks, expecting you to fall into old patterns of self-doubt. But the moment they try to twist the narrative, you cut through their lies with a directness that leaves no room for evasion. Your words are like a mirror, reflecting back the truth they've tried so desperately to obscure. Their confidence crumbles, and they're left stammering, grasping for the control they once wielded so easily. The realization dawns on them with a chilling clarity. The person they once manipulated is no longer present. You've ascended, stepping into the fullness of your power, and in this new reality, their games have no place. The shockwaves of your awakening reverberate through every interaction, and those who once underestimated you are left to grapple with the undeniable truth. They can no longer control you. The game has changed, and you are the one holding the cards now. Isaiah chapter 41 verse 10 declares, "Fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you, I will help you, I will uphold you with my righteous hand." This is not just a promise. It is a living reality in your life. God is stripping away the illusions and revealing the true nature of those around you. He is infusing you with a strength that is both unyielding and undeniable, a divine authority that empowers you to stand firmly in your truth. This divine empowerment manifests itself in the most unexpected moments. At a social gathering, where the air is thick with shallow pleasantries, someone who once thrived on spreading lies about you dares to approach, wearing the mask of charm and feigned innocence. They expect you to fall back into the familiar patterns of politeness and appeasement. But God has armed you with discernment and courage. You do not entertain their false friendliness. Instead, you confront them with the truth they hoped would remain hidden. Your words are like a thunderclap, cutting through their pretense, leaving them exposed and stunned. The shock on their face is a testament to the power of God's hand in your life. They can no longer manipulate or deceive you, for the strength you now possess is not your own. It is the strength of the Almighty, who upholds you with His righteous hand. In this moment, they realize that the game they played is over, and you are no longer a pawn in their schemes. God is with you, and no one can stand against the truth that He has placed within you. You've always had the ability to see through the fog of deceit and manipulation, but there was a time when you chose to stay silent, observing and absorbing the truth without revealing your knowledge. Now, that time has passed. God has stripped away the remaining layers of illusion, sharpening your vision until every hidden motive and concealed intention stands exposed before you. The clarity you possess is not just a gift. It is a weapon, forged by divine hands to cut through the webs of deceit that once entangled you. This newfound confidence compels you to confront what was once left unchallenged. When a coworker, notorious for playing the victim, attempts to draw you into their endless cycle of drama, they expect you to respond as you always have, with sympathy, perhaps even with involvement. But you've outgrown their games. With a calm and unwavering voice, you call out their behavior, laying bare the manipulation they thought they had mastered. Your words are not just a challenge, they are a mirror, forcing them to see the truth of their actions. The shock on their face is instant, a visible manifestation of their realization that you are no longer a player in their distorted narrative. God has empowered you to speak truth where there was once silence, to bring light where there was once shadow. The illusions they relied upon have been shattered, and they can no longer twist reality to fit their lies. The authority you now wield is divine, and in its presence all falsehood crumbles. God is removing every veil, revealing the true nature of those who once operated in shadows around you. You are now fully aware, walking in the authority that has been rightfully yours all along. The illusions that once clouded your vision have been shattered, leaving only the stark reality of who people truly are. You see through the facades, the carefully crafted masks that others wore to manipulate and control, and you no longer tolerate the games they play. In the midst of a meeting, a superior who has consistently belittled you attempts once again to dismiss your contributions, expecting the same old response, a retreat into silence. But today is different. With unwavering confidence, you present your ideas, each one backed by irrefutable facts and unassailable logic. There is no hesitation in your voice, no doubt in your stance. As your words resonate through the room, a heavy silence follows, not the oppressive weight of fear, but the stunned realization that you are no longer the person they once underestimated. The dynamics have shifted entirely. The superior, who once thrived on diminishing your worth, is now confronted with the undeniable truth of your power and authority. They are left speechless, their tactics rendered useless in the face of your newfound strength. The illusions they once relied upon to control you have disintegrated, leaving them exposed and powerless. God has given you the clarity to see beyond the surface, and in this light, they can no longer play their games. You walk in your authority now, and nothing can diminish the force you've become. God is reconstructing the way you see yourself, dismantling every lie and insecurity that once held you captive. The negative self-talk that echoed in your mind, the doubts that kept you small, these chains have been broken. You are now stepping into the fullness of who you were always meant to be, unshaken by the opinions of others. This newfound self-assurance radiates from you like an uncontainable light, and no one can dim it. The confidence you now carry is impenetrable, a fortress built by divine hands that no critic can breach. At a family gathering, a relative who once thrived on picking apart your appearance attempts their usual criticism, expecting you to shrink under the weight of their words. But this time, the impact they hoped for never comes. You meet their gaze with a serene smile, an outward reflection of the inner peace and strength that now define you. Their words, once sharp enough to wound, fall flat, rendered powerless by the truth you now stand in. The shock on their face is unmistakable as they realize their usual tactics have lost their sting. They can no longer manipulate or diminish you, for you have embraced the truth of who you are. Their opinions are irrelevant, mere shadows against the brilliance of your self-assured light. God has fortified your self-image, making you impervious to the darts of criticism and judgment. In this newfound confidence, you stand unmovable, and those who once sought to tear you down are left grappling with their own insignificance. They can no longer play in your face, for you have risen beyond their reach. People who once thrived on your compliance, who manipulated your kindness and exploited your desire to maintain harmony, are now confronted with a reality they never anticipated. The silence they counted on has been replaced by an unshakable voice, one that no longer bends to the whims of others. Your boundaries, once porous, have solidified into an impenetrable fortress. You are no longer the peacekeeper at your own expense. You are the sovereign ruler of your own space, and those who once controlled you are left in disbelief. When a group of friends, accustomed to your automatic agreement, presents their latest plans expecting your usual acquiescence, they're met with something entirely different. You refuse, not with anger, but with a calm, resolute no that needs no explanation. The power in your words is undeniable, a clear statement that your time and energy are no longer theirs to command. Their stunned reactions are a testament to how deeply they underestimated your strength. The control they once wielded over you has evaporated, leaving them grappling with the new reality that you are no longer their pawn. The shock lingers in the air, but it's not yours to carry. You've broken free from the chains of manipulation, and in doing so, you've forced them to confront the truth. They can no longer play in your face. Your confidence is now a shield, and their games hold no power over you. God often places you back in familiar situations, not as a temptation, but as a testament to your growth. These moments are divine tests, meant to reveal just how far you've come, to solidify the transformation that has taken place within you. The confidence that now resides in you is not fragile. It's been forged in the fires of past trials, and these tests are the proof that you are no longer who you once were. When a toxic ex resurfaces, attempting to weave the same manipulative webs that once ensnared you, they expect to find the same person they left behind. They believe their charm, their familiarity, will draw you back into the patterns you've broken free from. But this time, there is no hesitation in your voice, no lingering doubt. You meet their attempt with calm certainty, stating plainly that you've moved on, that the door they once walked through is permanently closed. Their reaction is a stunned silence, a clear sign that they underestimated your transformation. The power they once held over you has dissipated into nothingness, leaving them grasping at the remnants of a past that no longer exists. The games they used to play are useless against the strength you now embody. You've passed the test, not merely by resisting, but by demonstrating that you are a new creation, unbound by the chains that once held you. They can no longer play in your face, for you have risen far beyond their reach, solid in the confidence that God has built within you. The era of manipulation, deceit, and underhanded tactics in your life has reached its end. Those who once thrived on controlling you through their twisted games now find themselves powerless in the face of your newfound strength. God is stripping away the last remnants of their influence, revealing to you and to them the true magnitude of your worth. Your confidence is not just growing, it is becoming an impenetrable shield, a force that renders their old tactics useless. When a manipulative family member attempts to guilt-trip you into doing something that goes against your will, they expect the same compliant response they've always received. They rely on your past willingness to sacrifice your peace for theirs, to keep the waters calm even at your own expense. But this time, their words fall flat. You stand firm, declining their request without hesitation, making it abundantly clear that you will no longer be a pawn in their game. Their confusion and frustration are tangible, a clear indication that they can no longer grasp the power they once wielded over you. The realization hits them like a cold wave. You've grown beyond their reach, and the strategies they once used to control you are now ineffective. The days of them playing in your face are over, and the authority you now carry is undeniable. You have stepped into the fullness of who you are, and in this light, no manipulation can hold you captive. Their reign of control has ended, and you stand unshaken, a testament to the power God has placed within you. The game has indeed changed, and you are no longer the same. Your confidence is not just visible, it's radiant, casting a light that exposes the shadows where manipulation once thrived. Those who once exploited your kindness, mistaking it for weakness, now find themselves standing in the harsh truth of their own illusions. They are stunned, disoriented by the power you now wield, a power that has been refined by the hands of God Himself. You've stepped into a realm where your silence is no longer a concession, but a calculated choice, where your boundaries are fortified by divine authority. The forces that once sought to control you now crumble under the weight of your newfound strength. God has peeled back the layers, revealing not only the true intentions of those around you, but also the depth of your own potential. You are walking in your authority with a clarity that cuts through deception, like a double-edged sword, leaving no room for manipulation to take root. As you continue to stand firm, know that the battle is already won. The era of deceit, control, and silence has ended, and you now hold the reins. This is your game, and you are not just playing, you are commanding, leading, and winning. The forces that once sought to undermine you now tremble before the power you've embraced. Continue to walk boldly, chosen one, for the path ahead is yours to conquer, and every step you take is a testament to the strength and authority that God has placed within you.